Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa sallallahu ala nabi al-kareem. This is a short video on how to create a test that will randomly select questions from a pool of questions. Right? Let's say you have a pool that has 20 questions or 50 questions, and you want to create a test that will randomly select these questions. Let's say 5 questions or 10 questions from a pool of 50, and different students will see different questions. This is in response to some of the questions I received from faculty members here in YUCM, and also there was a question yesterday when I was conducting the workshop. So this is how to do it. I'll try to make the video as short as possible. So we need to go back to, just let's assume that I'm going to pick this course. All right. In my course, I go to course tools and select test surveys and pools. All right, let's just look at the pool. I have a couple of pools. Yesterday we created this pool, so let's look at what is in this pool. For instance, if you look at this pool, there are, see how many questions are here? There are 8 questions. All right. Okay, let me make this 1. We make them to have 1 point. All of them. Okay, I have a pool of 10 questions here, as you can see, 10 questions, and in here I have 4 true or false questions and 6 multiple choice questions, right? So let's assume that I want to create a test that will randomly select 5 questions from here, maybe 3 multiple choice and 2 true or false, randomly, right? So to do this, I need to go back to, either you can go back to test surveys and pools here, or you can do it from up here. Right? I go back to test and pools, click on this, then create a test. Okay, so let's build a new test. I will call it anything you want to call it. Let me call it random quiz. Yeah, I'll call it random quiz. Fine, you can add a description if you want, or instruction. Maybe since we're going to have since we're going to have 5 questions, you can say answer 5, or maybe all the 5 questions. Okay, that's it. We can create it. Now our test is created, as you can see in the test canvas, random quiz. So as I told you, or as we explained in one of the workshops, there are different ways to add questions, but we're going to see how to select questions random. So you come to create, go to reuse questions and create random block. Click on that. There are, if all the pools you created in your course you have in here, but I'm going to use the workshop pool. So in here, I can decide to choose all the questions, but I'm interested in seeing just the true or false questions, right? So I want to see all the true or false questions in the first random block. So let me submit this. Okay, once submitted, you can see here that there are 4 questions. Okay, I will decide to pick 2 questions from true or false. 2 questions here. All right. So in this random block, whenever the student is taking the quiz or the test, 2 questions will be selected here. Let me change this one to 1 point. Submit this. Okay. So I have 2 questions, 2 points. So I can OK it here. All right. And then I can I call it random quiz. Right. Let me open it again. Let me edit it again. All right. And I want to choose create another random quiz, random block, sorry, from the same pool, workshop pool. But this time around, I want to see only the multiple choice questions. So come here and say multiple choice question. There'll be 6 questions here. All right. Submit it. Okay. There'll be 6 questions here, as you can see here. But in these 6 questions, I want to select only 3 questions. So select 3 here, submit it. make the points the same, make it 1. Okay, so from here the total number of questions in this test or quiz will be 5. All right, 2 from the true or false questions, and then 3 from the multiple choice questions. So I can say okay now. Right, now my test is created, but it is not yet deployed. Right, it's not deployed. As you can see here, random quiz, it's not deployed, so I have to go on deploy it. Let's say, for instance, I'll go to deploying it. Actually make it available to students. All right, so I'll come here to where I want it to appear. Let's say I want it to appear in motion test, and then create a new test. Okay, I want to use the random quiz which I just created. Okay, and then submit. Right, from here you specify all the things you want to specify as we explained, details or options about the quiz. You want to open it in a new window, you want to make it available to students. Okay, let's try to make it available to students now, so that we can see how it is. And then you want to, whatever, all the things that we mentioned yesterday, right, in terms of when to display, in terms of password, and the due date, mention all those things, right? After submission, you can select the things that you want the user to see after he submitted. I mean, the student. Sorry, I want to see this and that, for instance. Maybe the feedback. Okay, if you want to see one question on the page, you can choose that. Want to randomize the questions as well, you can do that. Right, so we submit it. After submitting it, the quiz is created. So if I go to the quiz now, random quiz, I'm going to have 5 questions. All right, and these 5 questions, 2 of them will be true or false questions, while 3 will be multiple choice questions, and you'll be randomly selecting from the block. Right, let me just choose some things. I'll pick this one, for instance. Go to next. This is the second multiple choice. Then go to next. This will be the third multiple choice. Next. Then need to show me true or false. Right? Africa is a country. This is not true. Go to next. And RCYCI is in Yambo. This is true. Yeah. So you submit. Right? So this way, the questions will be randomly selected from a pool of 10 questions, and 5 will be selected. Right? Inshallah. Okay, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.